Hello, ladies, gentlemen, boys, and girls. Andy here. I coach men and women on living lives of abundance and joy. If they can all do it, you sure as hell can too. One of my guys in my coaching group has been absolutely crushing it lately with his approaches, having a bunch of really exciting, cool adventures and interesting stories and kissing girls within just a couple of minutes of meeting them. All of this cool stuff. We're going to read out some of his approach stories, and I obviously have his permission to share these. All right, so he says, first approach of that day was two sexy girls. I asked them for a threesome, and yes, our client has become a hell of a lot more ballsy since he started working with us. One of them laughed, and the other one said she was married. I told her she can just watch. I laughed a lot, then wished them goodbye as it was their last night, there in that city. Thank you, girls, for being so chill, funny, and understanding. I've mentioned this client and other clients quite a lot that what we get people to do is say some things that they're grateful for with each woman that they talk to. And even if a woman is unavailable or she's married or she doesn't want to come to your impromptu threesome, if you can come up with one or two reasons why you're grateful to her with every single time that you hear the word no or what you guys might call a rejection, but there is no rejection, she just doesn't want to fuck you. It's not the same thing as being personally rejected. But if you can come up with something that you're grateful for each time, it makes this process a hell of a lot more fun. You'll get better reactions from people because you're a much more chill person rather than getting butthurt if someone doesn't want to date you. And you will do more approaches because it's fun. His next approach, this girl with big boobs on an electro scooter. I still stopped her. We talked in Spanish for a bit. Colombian girls. Mamma mia. I asked to kiss her. And again, we've been teaching this guy that you can have or ask for whatever you want. Not everyone is going to say yes, but you can still ask when you just meet someone, can I kiss you? The worst that happens is, as he said here, they'll say you're super crazy. They'll hop on your scooter and leave. And he says that was pretty funny. I did get her number though. I have no idea what her name is, and I have so many numbers in my phone. I want to clean them up. Yeah, good problem to have. Thank you, girl, for being so sexy. And one of the girls that I'm seeing right now that we call M, keep her anonymous. Her name is M. I've been seeing her for about 2 months now. When I first hit on her, within the first 2 minutes of talking to her, I was like, oh my God, you're so pretty. I want to kiss you. And she kind of blushed and giggled and was like, oh, maybe not right now. And I was like, that's cool. I didn't expect you to say yes. But sometimes girls will say yes when you literally just meet them. So you're allowed whatever you want. You're allowed to be ballsy. Obviously, don't force a kiss on someone, but say, can I kiss you? And some of them will say yes. More approaches. This girl from Honduras, super attractive. I asked her if she's single, and she is. We talked for 10 minutes. I asked her to kiss her at some point. She said she wasn't ready. Yeah, that's usually just what happens. Hey, maybe not yet. And you're like, cool. He got her phone number. He set up a date. She has 700 plus missed messages in WhatsApp, so I will just call her. Oh my God, yeah, she clearly doesn't check her messages. This will be a first, as in first time he's called someone, so I'm hyped for it. Yeah, on that note, by the way, any of you that want to skip the texting shit, and if you just want to jump on a phone call with someone or send voice messages, that's what I do. I usually voice message the girls when I get their phone number, and I'll just record them like a little 2 or 3 minute voice message and be like, hey, thanks for the phone number or nice to meet you. Here's what I'm looking for. I mean, they already kind of know it from the dating app, but if I get their phone number, from an approach, I'll send them a little voice message. Here's what I'm looking for. I'm dating other women, so, let me know if you're okay with that. I'm into BDSM if that's your thing. I'm probably looking for something casual and I'm happy for it to turn into a relationship. If that suits you, we'll grab a coffee or a drink or whatever. If that doesn't suit you, beautiful. It was just really nice to meet you. So you can send a voice message or you can do a phone call or jump on texting if you want to do that. Do whatever the fuck you want. But yeah, you're allowed to do whatever you want. His next approach was this super cute and pretty curly hair, fit Mexican girl. That's a lot of adjectives. Oh my goodness. We had an Insta date and I talked for 2 hours. Time passed super quickly. I did not feel it, neither did she. It was amazing. We talked a lot about gratitude, about her struggle with her colleagues at her master's degree. We clicked a lot on the mental side of things, talking about Byron Katie, about consciousness. I always steer into those conversations as they are the most interesting to me, and it was to her too. Yeah, I say this a lot, guys. You can talk about self-improvement with girls. I do all the time, obviously. You don't have to just talk about the normal, boring shit. Talk about whatever interests you. Amazing stuff. I asked her 5 minutes in if I could kiss her. Then I just kept telling her how I felt about her. Yeah, we obviously encourage all of our coaching clients and all of you to be honest, be autistically honest. If you're attracted to someone, just say I'm attracted to you. He goes on to say, we ended up making out a lot. And yeah, this is a girl that he literally just met. You are allowed to kiss girls within fucking 5 minutes of meeting them. Obviously, ask them, can I kiss you? Some of them are going to say yes. It was lovely. I'm grateful to this girl for being so grateful, open-minded, pretty, sexy, easy to talk to, humble, and emotional. Thank you for the cool moments, and you helped me systemize a lot of my thinking on topics too. And I told her this. Yeah, look at all the beautiful things that can happen when you approach a woman on the street. This is why we do this shit, guys. Like, you get beautiful memories like this, beautiful moments and adventures like this. You know, and he's ended up, since he wrote this, I think he's gone on a date or two with her. But yeah, like, you're allowed to just walk up to women on the street, tell them that they're sexy, ask to kiss them, have a deep and meaningful conversation, hang out with them for a couple of hours, make out, you know, have sex. Like, you're allowed all of this shit. Like, this stuff doesn't have to be complicated. You're just walking up to human beings on the street and telling them that you find them attractive. You don't need any of this, like, pickup artist shit. You don't need any smooth pickup lines or any game or any of that bullshit. Just go up to women, tell them that they're pretty, and ask them out. It's not complicated. And another approach, another gym approach. She was pretty cute. It took me so long to muster up the courage. Turns out she is a lesbian. Hey, I'm a lesbian too. Isn't that nice? Thank you, girls, for helping me get better at talking to girls at the gym. Yeah, this client had a big fear of approaching girls in the gym, and he's like, should I do it? Should I not? And we were like, do whatever you want, man. Be respectful, obviously, because people are there to work out, but just walk up and be chill. And if you want to say hello to them and tell them they're cute, do that. If you don't want to, you don't have to. And yeah, he's done a couple now, and it's gone about as well as this. All right, next approach. This girl that I approached, I mentioned her in the wins/gratefulness channel. So as part of my coaching program, we have a little section in there where you post your wins, you post things you're grateful for and all of that. And everyone jumps in there every day and celebrates all of it. I stopped this girl in a super sketchy small street. She is a sexy Latina. There was no way that I wouldn't. She was afraid. She told me this. Isn't that cool that she's that fucking confident? You know what's funny is M, one of the women that I'm seeing right now, yeah, when I first hit on her, she told me that she was fucking nervous and like all of that too. Like, she just told me immediately. And I was like, good, I'm nervous too. Like, I'm fucking nervous right now. I don't know what I'm doing. I haven't done a lot of approaches for years. This is the first time I've gotten back into it for like fucking 5 years. So yeah, I'm nervous too. So yeah, good on this girl for being that honest. She told me this. I talked to her and we vibed. We exchanged contact information. We've been chatting. I told her I date other girls. Yep, we encourage this guy and all of our clients to be really, really, really upfront and honest. I tell all of you to do the same thing. Thank you, girl, for helping me be more ballsy, honest, and present. Next approach, this girl that looked with absolute disgust. Yeah, that'll happen like once in a blue moon. Someone will just have like a little weird fucking reaction. Like, you just walk up and you're like, hi, I thought you were super cute and I wanted to come say hi. And they're like, ew. And you're like, okay, well, I was just telling you that you're cute. Like, I've had some funny reactions in my life as well. It's like part of the process. It's like sometimes people are in a bad mood, or maybe that person fucking hates men or something, or maybe they got broken up with by a guy or something, and now she's going through a little phase of like not trusting men. Like, there's all these different reasons why someone would look at you with disgust, but it is almost never because you're disgusting. Like, a lot of the time we take this stuff personally, and if we get a negative reaction, then we're like, oh, it must be because I'm ugly, or I'm too old, or I'm too short, or I'm disgusting. And it's like, no, like, one person having that reaction doesn't mean that everyone is going to have that reaction. And most women, most human beings are really nice. Like, you see that when I read out this coaching client's stories of all of his approaches. You can see how they, most of the time, go really well. Like, girls are kissing him, girls are going on dates with him, girls give him a phone number. Every now and then you'll meet someone that looks at you with disgust, and that's just part of the process. But it isn't something that I would worry about. Like, it's like 1 in 50 girls will have that kind of reaction. It's so rare that when it happens, you're just like, wow, she's having a bad day. I hope she's okay. Like, that's usually what you think. And as you can see with what he goes on to say, he says, thank you, girl, for helping me build my resilience and become more stoic. Yeah, so we get all of my clients or all of our clients, and I get all of you to focus on gratitude. Like focus on how it could be a good thing that she looked at you with absolute disgust. And at first your brain will say, how could that be a good thing, Andy? What are you, fucking insane? A woman looking at me with disgust, treating me like shit? How could that be a good thing? And it's like, because you're going to be more resilient. You're going to be more stoic. You're going to really embrace the fact that this is a numbers game and not everyone likes you. If anything, this woman is keeping you humble, so you don't get a big head and start thinking everyone on the planet thinks I'm hot and I'm perfect and I'm amazing and I'm a top G. No, she's keeping you humble. And so, yeah, beautiful things can come even from something like this. Our client's doing a really good job of embracing that. And then finally, he says, this girl that I approached, police officers were riding scooters and they stopped right next to us and started looking at me. I kept talking to the girl. She had a boyfriend. We laughed and then left. The police officers left. Thank you for the fun situation and for helping me work on being more calm and laid back. Yeah, I've had that happen sometimes. Like I'll be in a shopping center, like a shopping mall, and security will be looking at me and going like, what is this guy doing? And you just talk to the girl and then you leave. And like, they're just making sure you're not about to like assault someone. It's not bad if police or security or something watch you. I even did some approaches at a university and I had a security guard come over to me and he was like, hey, what are you doing? I was just honest. I was like, I'm just talking to some girls. And he was like, oh, okay, you're allowed to keep doing that. But if any of them ask you to leave, please leave. And, if any of them complain, I'm going to have to ask you to leave the university because I told him I wasn't a student there. I was just walking around talking to girls. I was just honest. I was like, I'm walking around talking to girls here. Do you go to the university? No, I don't. And he was like, it's cool. Keep doing it. But I'll ask you to leave if anyone complains. And I was like, fuck yeah, man. Like, if anyone's complaining, bro, I don't want to be here. I don't want to upset people, man. And we shook hands and he was cool. So you'll find most people are pretty chill. But it's funny how our brains will go into panic mode sometimes and we'll be like, oh my God, there's police over there. Am I going to get arrested for saying hello to a woman? And it's like, no, you're fine. You're being polite. You're saying hi. I find you pretty. Are you single? Like, you're going to leave if she's not interested. Like, you're going to respect her boundaries. It's all good, brothers and sisters. You're not doing anything bad. It's all okay. All right, next approach from our wonderful client. Yesterday, I'm going to Spanish class. Just before I see this girl with an amazing ass, I approach her and I tell her, yeah, he's like very upfront and honest. Hey, you are very sexy. She is shocked and laughs. I tell her I'm going to class and I'm in a hurry. She's in a hurry too for some appointment. I tell her straight up I liked her ass and this is why I talked to her. She was like, wow, this is super direct. Yeah, baby. That's that beautiful autistic honesty. We chatted a little more and I got her phone number. I asked to kiss her and she's like, no, I'm super conservative and you got to wait for the third date to kiss me. My mind is like ding, ding, ding. After class, I see her again. Her appointment ended. We talk for a bit. I invite her for drinks. She's going home to cook dinner. Later on, I straight up tell her over chat that I see other girls and I want to have fun with her. She straight up tells me that she's looking for a husband. I told her we can have fun while she keeps looking. Radical honesty is king. I saved so much time not wasting it on her as we had a really good vibe, but we're looking for different things. I'm grateful for this girl for being honest and being straight up with me. She helped me so much to work on my honesty as she was super honest with me too. I loved it. Yeah, and a lot of guys in this situation will do this weird thing where they'll be like, oh no, I missed out on this girl by being so honest. Maybe I should have just shut my mouth and not told her that I want something casual, or not told her that I find her sexy, or not tell her that I am seeing other girls. Fuck, man, I lost the girl. And it's like, if you hide the truth just to sleep with someone, what do you think happens when they find out the truth? Do you think that conversation goes down well? Do you think the girl who is looking for something more serious and a husband and all of that takes it well when she finds out that you're fucking other women and you didn't tell her because you were just trying to get in her pants? How does that make you as a human being feel when you look in the mirror and look at your own reflection and go, well, I lie. I say whatever I need to say just to get what I want. How do you think you feel when you put your head down on the pillow at night, knowing that you lied just to get the dick wet? And so you feel much better as a human being when you tell the truth, when you own the truth, and when you screen out the people that are not looking for the same thing as you. This is by design. You want people to leave. when they find out what you're looking for. You secretly want them to say no to you because it saves you drama, effort, pain, guilt, and weirdness later on down the track. You literally want women like this to be like, oh, it seems like you're into your casual sex phase. I'm looking for a husband. Let's go separate ways. You want that. You might even find that you accidentally make friends with some of these people. I have made friends with some people when we're looking for different things and they go, fuck it, let's be friends. At the very least, you don't waste your time with someone that isn't looking for the same thing as you. So super proud of my client for being this honest. He's been this honest for quite a while now. We've really drilled it into his head. Get out there in front of this shit and say exactly what you're looking for right up front, and screen out the people that don't want a casual relationship or don't want you to be sleeping with multiple people, and screen in the people that really like honesty, that want you to date multiple people, or they're dating other people themselves, or they're just going through a casual phase and they're happy to date you casually. Like, this is by design. Some people will say no to you. That's what you want. So you don't waste their time and you don't waste your time and you don't feel guilty for leading them on. And then a few more just general wins and some date stories from this guy. I've had dates almost every single day of the week because he goes out there and he's honest and he just plays the numbers game. I like going on dates and I'm enjoying getting to know the girls. It's fun. The other day I was with this curly-haired girl with a nice ass. We had a cool date and conversation. I told her what I'm looking for, casual, but ongoing, and she was open to the idea. We talked more about it, and she told me that she had this genetic condition. I don't remember its name, but it was about making it harder for her to have sex. And I actually met a woman like that many years ago, and she couldn't have sex at all because her pussy was basically way too sensitive and it almost hurt. And yeah, it's like a genetic condition. At first I heard it, I was like, nope. But then I kept an open mind, and she explained a bunch of things. But to summarize, she can have sex if she's had an orgasm before, or if she used lubricant, and only in some positions. So yeah, that's even a little bit less severe than the woman that I met, where she couldn't even have sex at all, not even with like lube or painkillers or anything like that. And you'll find this, and I said this to my client, you'll find that as you meet more people, your idea of normal in sex will start to expand a little bit, and you'll realize like, wait, I can meet people and not have penetrative sex and still have a good time if you want to. Or I can meet people that want to go on 5 dates before they have sex because they're nervous and afraid. M, one of the girls that I'm seeing right now, we took like 3 weeks before we had sex because she was nervous and blah, 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 and all of this other stuff. And so you start to maybe keep more of an open mind and be less like, I don't know, desperate to just shove your dick in a pussy on the first date. The more you date people, the more of an open mind that you start to have. Yeah, you start to see that some people just have a different view of sex, or they have a different timeline of sex, or like in this case, they can only have sex in certain positions and with lubricant and with you being very gentle. So you really start to like develop more of an open mind the more women that you talk to. So he goes on to say, I told her that she is super brave. I reassured her to share, and I like the honesty and her being upfront. Yeah, how fucking brave of her to tell him this, right? I guess when I was honest and upfront with her, she decided to be with me, which I loved. Yes, I say this to all of you guys and girls. The more upfront and honest you can be, people will reciprocate that. And then they tell you important information that you need to fucking know. Or they open up and they be vulnerable with you. Or they give you lots of compliments and praise because you're giving them lots of compliments and praise. Or they don't beat around the bush. They don't waste your time. They don't lead you on because you didn't waste their time. It's one of the beautiful benefits of being upfront and honest. He goes on to say, I think it will be interesting to sleep with her. We then kissed a lot. She is hot. Yeah, you see what happens when you keep an open mind. Beautiful things happen. And the other date that I had was with this Mexican girl yesterday. It was a really good date. We talked a lot about the things here in this group, as in the coaching group. And by the way, in the coaching group, we talk about all the same stuff we talk about here on the channel. Self-improvement, consciousness, and our values. We kissed a lot. We talked about sex. Yeah, I've been teaching him that you can just talk about sex on a date. You can talk about sex before you go on a date if the other person's happy to talk about it with you. Like, there's no point you have to get to when you start talking about sex. And so many people think you can't talk about sex at all. And so they'll go on a date and they'll try and get sex, but without talking about it, which is like fucking weird to me. But like, that's what I used to do too, because I thought you had to. So you go on a date and you just like pretend that you don't want to fuck her, but at the same time you're trying to get her to fuck you. And so like you have to play this weird game of like, do you want to come over to my house? What are we going to do at your house? Just Netflix and chill. And she's like, well, what does Netflix and chill mean? It just means chill. I definitely don't want sex. I think sex is disgusting, but I'm going to try and somehow get sex while thinking it's weird and I can't talk about it. Like it's this elephant in the room that a lot of society just doesn't ever talk about. Like most people are fucking weird about the topic of sex, but yet they're all fucking horny and trying to get sex. And it's this weird, like, can we talk about it? Can we not talk about it? Am I allowed it? Am I not allowed it? Shame, guilt, and fear, all of these beautiful things, all of these things wrapped around this beautiful act. You know, sex is a beautiful act, but we have shame and fear and guilt around it. It's kind of interesting. So we talked about sex. It was a lot of fun. I blinked and 4 hours had passed. I was so tired. I showed her to the bus. Then I joined the coaching call. And he goes on to say, I have this thing. When I see some girls, I find something I don't like about them and then I focus on it instead of focusing on everything else that I do like. This is just the fear of rejection manifesting. Yeah, a lot of people do that. It's almost like a self-sabotage thing. It's like we judge the other person and we go like, oh, no, I couldn't possibly be with someone like that because I don't fucking know. Like she wears black shoes and I once dated this girl who wore black shoes and so therefore I can't date this girl with black shoes. Or maybe you meet some girl and like, I don't know, she's a little bit shy and you're like, oh, no, I couldn't get with a shy girl. Like we tend to focus and judge tiny little bits about someone and we call things a red flag, which maybe are not even a red flag or not even a deal breaker. If you were more open-minded, you would overlook it or you would love that part of that person. So yeah, I see this a lot with guys when they first start approaching, and this guy's been approaching for a couple of months now, but when people first start approaching or getting into dating, they will just reject people based on the most tiny little reasons because they're almost trying to protect themselves. And a lot of people want to be in this position of like, I am the person who rejects everyone else. I went through a period like this where I rejected like 20 girls in a row that wanted to date me and sleep with me for the most like ridiculous reasons because it stroked my own ego. And I was like, look how many women that I can reject. Look at me in the position of power and getting to choose. And it's like, bro, you're just stroking your own ego. And then I ended up being very lonely because I wasn't dating anyone because I was saying no to all of them. And I've had other coaching clients go through the same thing where they just reject girls for the tiniest reasons. Like maybe a girl says, hey, I'm so sorry. I know we were going to meet on Friday, but I had a really big day at work. Do you mind if we meet tomorrow morning instead? Like I can do this time or I can be free at that time or I could do this time or I could meet Sunday or I could meet on Monday and I'll make it up to you. And then he's like, no, bitch, like my time is so important to me and I'm not going to be disrespected like this. And so, you know, you can take a hike, girl. And it's like, bro, you're lonely. There are no girls that you're dating. You keep complaining that girls don't stick around. You're the one rejecting all of them just because she asked to reschedule and she made a lot of effort or put a lot of effort into helping you reschedule with her. She literally said, here's all the times I'm free. And then you rejected her. And then you stand on your high horse and go, I am the man who can choose. Like, fuck all of you. And it's like, great. If you want to be really fussy, guys, be as fussy as you want. Just don't then bitch and moan when you have nobody in your life because you pushed all of them away. And all of that applies to women too. A lot of the time, women will get into this position of just rejecting every man for the most like ridiculously tiny reasons. And you guys and girls can reject people, not reject them, but like you can not date people for whatever reasons you want. It's just if you then get to a point where you're very lonely, maybe work on being a bit more open-minded. Be a bit less judgmental. Like non-judgmentalism is such a fucking attractive quality in itself, but it also stops you from being fucking lonely. If you push everyone away and judge everyone and reject them, you just end up feeling like you're on this island by yourself, lonely as fuck. So yeah, you can keep more of an open mind. He goes on to say, I've been talking to new girls too. The memorable one is this Ukrainian girl with her dog. I was in an awful shit mood, but I decided to approach just because this is what I do, and I ain't going to let some emotions dictate what I do. Guys, if you can stop letting your emotions rule you, like so many of you say, I'm not going to approach because it's winter. I'll wait till it's summer and I don't feel like approaching right now. I'll wait till I'm in a better mood before I go to the gym. I get this all the time. Andy, I'm not going to sign up for the coaching program because I want to wait till I'm in a better position. I want to wait till I feel better. I want to wait till it's summer. I want to wait till I can make the most of it. Like you're letting your fucking emotions dictate your actions. If you can stop doing that and take action anyway, sign up for the coaching even when it's not the perfect time or you think it's not the perfect time. Go out there and talk to girls even if it's winter. Go to the gym even if you feel tired and you don't feel like you're going to do the best workout. If you can just show up and not let your emotions rule you, my God, you will get 10,000 times more done, and you'll be more consistent, and you'll have more fun. Because waiting for willpower or motivation or like the perfect moment to take action, you're just going to wait forever. And you're basically telling yourself, I'm not serious about action. Like, I'm not serious about my life. If I wait till my emotions are in a good place, I can't be that serious, because anyone who is successful, whether it's dating or business or friendships or anything else, any metric in their life, anyone who's successful, they take action no matter how they feel. They might not take as much action when they're feeling shit. You might not do as good a job when you're feeling low. Like today is one of those days for me. I'm feeling tired as hell. I didn't sleep that well last night. This is probably not the best video that I'm ever going to do. I've stuttered a bunch of times. I've forgotten what I was about to say a bunch of times. Like, this is not my best content, but I'm still showing up and doing something. And the people that are successful show up no matter how they're feeling, and they just do something. So don't wait until the right time. Take action anyway. So he says, me and this girl, we talked for a bit. I straight up asked her if she is single. She was shocked and told me that I was too direct. There is nothing that you could ever be too direct about. It's just that the other person finds it too direct, but that doesn't mean you were too direct. That is just her opinion. I told her that this is how I roll. She hit me with the people that talk to me on the street are narcissistic sociopaths. Wow. A little bit of judgment coming from her, and that's where she's at in her life, and that's okay. Now it's funny, after we said our goodbyes, it wasn't. Afterwards, with the mood I was in, I took it personally, and that will happen sometimes. If you walk up to someone on the street and you're nice to them and you say, hey, are you single, blah, blah, blah. If they call you a narcissistic sociopath, yeah, a lot of you are probably going to take that personally. That's okay. That's part of this process. You feel the feelings, you take it personally for a little while, you talk to your friends. That's why something like a coaching group helps so much, because we could jump in there, and I recorded him voice messages. I gave him some reassurance. I told him he's not a narcissistic sociopath for being honest and upfront with someone. That's actually quite a kind thing to do. I told her that she was probably just projecting, or she was going through a bad day. We can have love and compassion for her and wish her well and then move on. And he felt better. One of the benefits of being in a coaching program is you bounce back immediately, whereas a lot of you guys would take this very personally, and you would be bummed for weeks or months, or maybe you'd quit entirely and be like, holy shit, I got called a narcissistic sociopath. I can't handle this. So let fucking people help you. He goes on to say, I took it personally. Then she added me on Instagram, so he must have got her Instagram anyway. I would just straight up tell her what I'm looking for. I just don't care. Yeah, and maybe they end up fucking going on a date anyway. Thank you, girl, for helping me work on my honesty and for the interesting conversation. Yeah. All right, we will finish up there. Look at all these cool, interesting, wonderful stories from my coaching client. If you want to join him and the other coaching clients, you're very welcome to come to the big hardcore VIP coaching program. We have payment plans. I'm happy to jump on a free call with you and make sure the program is right for you. There's links down below to that. If you want our more affordable coaching program, the Abundance Collective, that is $200 a month. There's links down below to that as well. You can check that out. As always, ladies and gentlemen, go out there, crush those goals, talk to some women, have a bunch of adventures. You're going to meet some women that want to kiss you. You're going to meet some women that tell you that you're a narcissistic sociopath, and you're going to have every experience in between those two very fucking extremes, very fucking extreme extremes. You're going to have a blast. I promise this is allowed to be something that all of you can do. You're all capable of it. Like I said, if you want my help, I'm here. I'll help you. If not, go out there, have some fun, talk to some women, and have a blast.